Hi, everybody. I'm January.
And I'm Mars.
And this is FEMMES at Large Presents Femininity and whatever we want to talk about. Today we're going to talk about femininity in the Olympics because obviously these 2024 Olympics were a mess, to say the least. Clusterfuck, to say the least. But before we get into the nitty gritty of that, Mars, what are our media topics for the day?
Oh my god, you guys, it's been an interesting week. I've just kind of been following the natural trend of conversations that have been happening on my timeline. And this first one, I mean, considering, do you want to say that you live in the city now?
Yeah, we can say that, yeah. I live in the city now.
You're in the city now, if just to catch you guys up to speed. And right. I don't know if you've seen the Brooklyn Koi Pond.
Yes, I was like thinking about going out there, but I didn't want to be a groupie.
Okay, so listen. No, this is a national. Well, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm from Brooklyn originally. I'm from Flatbush. This is happening somewhere that seems Bushwicky, and I'm not saying in that a derogatory fashion. But if you live in Bushwick, take it how you want to take it. You're probably a gentrifier anyway. Ooh, sorry. Okay. So this community, this group of people that live in the community that house this fire hydrant, have decided to put koi fish in the little shallow part that is like the sidewalk that connects the fire hydrant to the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. It's like a little dip. Like normally it would just be dirt or like rocks. Right. And they like created like a whole, I mean, it's still barely 2 inches of water, but there's so many koi fish in there. Miles can throw a picture up, and it's become a bit of a national landmark, if you will. A lot of people have been talking about it. It's a good thing that you didn't visit. I haven't caught up. So far within this week, people have discovered the koi pond. People have been visiting the koi pond. Apparently, it's protected by certain people in this community. They care after the fish. They feed them. Again, it's like 2 inches of water. But the koi are very small, but koi get huge. Koi fish get really, really big, kind of like goldfish. So if it were to end up into, like, I don't know, the sewer system or something, who knows? You're gonna have radioactive koi. Yeah. But then now, after a few days of it being like, a community relic, the city, I guess it was causing too much of a distraction. Too many people were going to visit it. And there was a video, which I'll send, of like the fire department or whatever, essentially trying to like shut it down. And the people that are like protective of the koi pond are trying to like stop them. So I haven't followed up as to where we are as of today. I think they're still gonna protect it, but what are your thoughts? I'm surprised you didn't go visit.
I really did think about it. Not a standoff at the koi pond. Like,
can we have anything nice? There was a whole standoff between the fire department and like the people in the community that care about the koi pond.
I feel like it's such a cool thing, but also it's like this could really endanger the koi. Like, you growing up and you're not gonna be able to like fit in this, because it's shallow, y'all. Like, if you see it, it's like shallow.
It's like maybe 2-3 inches of water.
Yeah, like it's cute when they're small, but like I didn't know they got bigger. I think that they should. I feel like the community, like, we should have, like, just a koi pond for them. Like, why not the city, like, be like, hey, this is really, like, a positive thing. Like, let's figure out how to make this work. No, it's, like, destroy. No. Destroy, get rid.
Because Eric Adams' bald bitch ass. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Always gotta ruin a little bit of fun.
Always, bruh.
I think that's a great point. Like, they could have definitely made it, like, something. They could have relocated the fish and like, because clearly it was happening without the city's involvement to begin with. It was just a nice thing. Now again, on the animal rights side, I am no animal rights activist. I do still eat meat and what have you, but I do care, like, if you're gonna go out of your way to like make an aquarium. Like, I remember one time I wanted to buy one fish, and the woman at Petco was like, do you have this, that, and this? And I was like, damn, I thought I just put it in a bowl. And she was like, no, we need to come, you need to test your water, you need to come back after a month. Girlfriend, like, I was like, I didn't know it was all. I thought you just put it in a bowl. You give us some little fish flakes. Because that's what we did back in the 2000s. I don't understand times have changed, you know? But yeah, fish have rights too. And I don't think it's fair to them to, like, have been forced to live in, like, 2 inches of water. And in every video you see, there's water that drips from the fire hydrant. I guess maybe they opened it just enough for it to drip, and they all circle around where it drips because there's no oxygen, and they're getting all of the oxygen from that tiny little drip source. So, like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it is kind of beautiful because New York is so insane, and, like, why is a koi pond in the middle of the street? And, like, I don't know, there is a bit of art to it, and, like, it being in Brooklyn just makes so much sense. But also, like, that's not fair to those koi. Why are they in Brooklyn?
It's not. Yeah, I think that, like, 2 things can be true. It could not be safe, but it could also, like, the city could also be doing a lot. And, like, I think this could have been a really cool community building exercise, but I feel like they gentrify everything. Why can't you help build a koi pond? Like, I don't know.
Just let them keep the little pond. It's very similar to, I don't know if you ever knew about the Rathole in Chicago, I think it was. The Rathole. Mm-mm. There was I feel like every day I'm telling you something and you're like, what is she saying to me?
I'm like, I don't know.
But there was I think it was last year or the year before, I think it was Chicago. It was some city in North America, the Northeast, and the cement hadn't fully dried, and there was a rat imprint, and people treated it as, like, people would put coins in the rat hole, like, it became a whole thing. And people were always giving offerings to the rat hole. And then the city got all upset and they filled it up with cement. And then people would go in and dig out the cement so that they could see the rat. And this gives Rathole, like, I don't know, just let the people have their fun. It's really not that serious. That's what I'm saying. If this is PETA that's trying to help them, then that's a different thing. But again, like you said, it could become, like, a community thing. Good. Like, you know, when there's, like, those grocery stores or, like, the book holes where you can take a book, leave a book. Like, it could be like that. Like, everybody can come and pitch in and help the fish. I don't know. I don't think it's that serious. Eric Adams, get a grip.
It's really not. Like,
get a grip.
We could talk. He's a mess, bro. He's just,
and I'm coming for your bald ass. We need to do an episode specifically. Because the longer you're in the city, the more you're gonna see, like, just the hyper surveillance. I'm sure you've already seen. There's a cop on every single corner, but
crazy.
The subway is crazy. But mind you, people are still getting beat up. People are still getting mugged. People are still getting attacked and assaulted and robbed. Yeah. So what are y'all even? But God forbid I hop this turnstile.
Oh my! Did you see that TikTok of the guy who got a bill from the state of all the times he had jumped the turnstile? That was those cameras are surveilling. Okay, they are doing
and AI. Then we got the robots.
Bro, I haven't seen the robot yet.
Around.
I haven't seen them yet. I'll let
Probably
you know.
More like 40-second and stuff, but
it's scary, friend.
It's so scary. It's literally, like, we've made so many movies about this, but okay. But I was with a friend that hopped the turnstile one time at 42nd, which was a choice. But they hopped the turnstile. And it was a whole group of police officers, like, way down the way, but we thought they didn't see it at all. So we're just walking to our train station as if normal. And they stopped my friend, because I swiped, because one thing I'm not going to do is hop. I'll go through the emergency exit, but I'm not, you know, I'm not doing that to myself. I will fall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go through the emergency exit from time to time. But no, they hopped it, and then I swiped, and they stopped him, and they gave him a fine. 100 smackaroos. 100 buckaroonies, bro. That's crazy. A ticket for $100. It was like 100 something. I don't know if it was 150, but it was over 100 plus tax.
It's getting hard out here, y'all. It's getting weird.
For $2.75, and mind you, back in my day, I remember when it was like $1.75.
Fran, try $2.90.
And that wasn't that long ago.
It is $2.90 right now. It is up. Fran,
what?
they are taxed.
It's
Fran,
$3?
it is up. It is $2.90. I promise you, it's getting hard out here. It's getting hard out here. I have to make decisions.
You and Reagan will be patty caking,
bro,
with gasoline-soaked drawers.
We really need to sit down and do like a intensive episode on him and Kamala.
Z, where does the money go?
90.
Where does it go? For more robots? For more
Pretty
cameras?
much.
For less seating? There's nowhere for anyone to sit?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Mm-mm. Oh, that just changed my
There's barely, like, any
view.
benches. Like they've taken up benches or tried to make them, like,
I just
whatever.
went
Like,
last
there's not
year.
that many benches. Yeah. It's getting weird, yo. It's getting weird.
$290
It's getting weird.
It's getting weird. Anyway, shout out to the Brooklyn Koi Pond defenders. I don't know. I feel like it can't be that horrible to where they need to have a whole thing to bring it down, and that's so ridiculous. But the next topic that I wanted to talk about is Post Malone. Have you been watching this conversation that's been happening with Post? So Post Malone recently did an interview. It was some music news outlet. I can't remember the name right now. But he confessed that at the time, when he did that big switch to country, that everyone was calling him a culture vulture, and that he drank to deal with, like, everyone calling him a culture vulture or, like, an opportunist, a blackfishing. And so, to that point, again, before I continue, thoughts on just that. Thoughts on him saying how he had to deal and cope with being called, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer.
Sorry. Okay, first I want to start out, I don't support substance abuse. Like, I don't want to encourage it or say that it's invalid and his feelings aren't valid. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I don't wish anybody into a binge of drinking. I don't.
Of course.
But white fragility is so interesting to me because it's like, all we're doing is saying, hey, you did this. Yeah, it's coming off as that. We watched you do it in real time. We were all there. And we could actually, like, some people were open to, like, hey, like, this is the way it is perceived as being a culture vulture, but they don't want to hear that. They just want to be accepted in everything they do, even though you saying, essentially, in your actions, that hip-hop culture is a phase. It's hurtful. It's disrespectful. And it dehumanizes anything related to black culture in a sense, because it's like whatever we participate in is either immature or minuscule or a phase or something that you partake in when it makes you money and helps you rise to the top, but not something of substance. And so you have these people that come in here, profit, help to ruin the craft, and then leave. And say it was a mistake, or you're older now, or whatever. Like, it's the same thing with Miley Cyrus. Y'all can get mad all you want. We're going to talk about it.
And she was the other person I was going to bring up. And mind you, do I love the era that she's in now because it so clearly fits her and she really has finally found her sound? Yes. But why is it that is always a phase for them when they're, like, feeling extra rambunctious? And Justin did it too. And, like, even Timberlake, like, he had that whole switch out, but now he's back in halfway, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But to your point that you brought up about when he came out and it being a phase, mind you, just to refresh everyone's memory in case anyone forgot, when he first came onto the scene, he had straight back cornrows and a grill and chains and...
Right.
Okay, so just to put that into perspective, back in 2017, because I know you remember, he got into fire when he kind of painted basically hip-hop and rap culture with this broad stroke, basically saying, this is his direct quote, if you're looking for lyrics, if you're looking to cry, if you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip-hop. There's great hip-hop songs where they talk about life and they spit that real-ish, but right now, there's not a lot of people talking about real-ish. So that was 2017.
And he talking about white Iversons? Sorry. About some shoes? Sorry.
So 2017 was when he made that transition to more pop, and then as of like 2019, 2020 is when he fully went country, and now he's like proud to be an American. But we remember how you started. We remember when you came in and how desperate you were for the approval. There was that Breakfast Club interview that he did, and again, I hate when anyone makes me agree with Charlemagne, but a broken clock is right twice a day. I really, it makes me angry. But I remember how desperate he was for that validation from the black community, and how desperate he was to seem so, like, I enjoy this just like you. This is just the music that I like. This is music that I like to make.
I remember.
Blah, blah, blah.
I remember.
To then disparage that same art form that put you on in 2017 in an attempt to distance yourself because you knew that this change was coming. You knew that the transition was going to come, where you knew that this isn't really the music that you like to make. You might like listening to rap music. You might have grown up listening to rap music, but you knew that that wasn't what you wanted to come onto the game with. Like country, that's what you wanted clearly, and he actually is incredibly talented, and it's very frustrating and annoying. But I will give, I am a hater, but I'm not delusional. I'll give him his 10s. He does sound fine, and he is very talented at playing guitar and all of that, and he seems to be a really great musician. But I hate what they do, or even Lil Yachty has been like saying similar sentiments, where it's like all of a sudden when you really become an artist, you poo-poo on hip-hop and you shit on rap music. And that makes no sense to me, because you can still be this artsy whomever, whatever.
Right.
Tyler's been doing it quite well for his entire career, and he's never once, like, for all of his faults, he's never once put down the art form that is hip-hop and rap music. He's only tried to, like, when he went his alternative route or whatever, he still stayed true. I don't know. But what are your thoughts, Jim?
Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, or like there's other like people that went to PWIs or like college, where you have those white friends who are in your lit classes or in your like classes, and like, oh, like, yeah, like, you're right, this makes sense. And then like after they graduate, they go back to being like Trump supporters and racists and stuff, and like that's what it's giving to me. And it's crazy because it's like the willful ignorance that they have, and especially like Post Malone, like, you are not accountable for the ways in which you were a part of that movement. You were a part of dulling down hip-hop and not talking about anything. What had he really talked about when he was pursuing hip-hop? Like, what was he really saying? Nothing. He was riding the wave. He was making a lot of money. And it's just crazy how it's like you could profit so much on our people and our culture and our music and don't feel any entitlement to apologize for offending us. And it's giving that you don't see we're human. That's all I could think of, like, because I feel like you only see humans or animals as worthy of apology, of acknowledgement, of anything. And I really don't think that some of these people even see that, like, because like, how can you just be okay with that? Now his country music, like, the only experience I have is when he was on Cowboy Carter, and like, I think he was good. I actually do like the song, but it's too pop for me to really, it's too pop for me. So like, I feel like if I'm gonna listen to country music, I need to listen to, like, I don't know, like old school. Like, I kind of like that better. He's good, but I don't think it's good enough to denounce where you came from, to me, right? And what got you to where you're at. I don't know. I think it's just the willful ignorance and like the selective memory that really like just throws me. And like, and a lot of these like black hip hop artists, like, if they were white, like, would they be different? Like Lil Yachty, Drake, like, who are colonizers in a sense, like. Yeah. I mean, it's just not surprising. It's not surprising. But those are my thoughts. Post Malone, like, besides his one song he came out with back in the day, I haven't really messed with anything else for real. So, yeah. Good luck in country. Have fun with that. I don't think it'll make him as much money ever. But
he's unfortunately charting. He is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it there. But bottom line is, am I supposed to feel sorry for you? I don't.
Not in the slightest. I don't. I wish him well.
I hate to say it. But yeah, wish you well. You know, you did your big one, I guess. But this last topic I wanted to talk about, mind you, this article I found out through Plies, the rapper.
Really?
Insane. So apparently, this woman that worked for this school, she worked over the like the food department, wherever the lunch ladies and all that. She was in charge of the budget and stuff like that. And she just got 9 years in jail for allegedly stealing 11,000 cases of chicken, which equates to approximately $1.5 million in chicken.
Yes.
I am having trouble with those figures. Where does one put 11,000 cases of chicken?
From like, well, are you gonna go into the details of it? Because I think I kind of know.
Yes, yeah, it was over a period of time, and essentially it started in 2020, and they were supposed to allocate a certain amount of money for kids to still have food during the summertime and stuff like that, and for kids that had to go home because everybody went remote and all of that. So they were supposed to allocate a certain amount, and she would, but she was just tapping on a little extra and then moving that to the side, and she had a whole operation. She did.
Pretty genius. I ain't gonna hold you.
But 9 years? 9 years?
I think that's excessive. I mean, I think it's like
for chicken.
I could see where the government was embarrassed. You should be. I'm sorry. Like,
you should
that's
be.
Embarrassing.
Listen,
that's
people are getting away with stuff like this all the time. So they're definitely probably trying to make an example out of her.
I think it's more of like the money fraud aspect, like the white collar crime aspect. But like, I thought about like, you remember Apollo from Real Housewives of Atlanta when he got like 8 years for like the schemes he did, and like, granted he did it for way longer and he probably had some other stuff, and I think it was like cars he was scamming on or whatever.
That was Phaedra, little boyfriend,
right? Or ex-husband.
Oh,
they were married. They were married, friend. They were married with 2 kids.
They had kids. I didn't really watch that show like that.
Friend, I'm an addict, bro. One day we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna tell you about my obsession.
I know the highlights.
Basically, so just know she was married to him for at least 7 to 8 years, I think. I want to say maybe less, but they had 2 kids together, and like, we knew he had done some dealings because he had gone to jail before for white collar stuff. But we didn't really know. But then all this came out, and he was in jail. Well, he was sentenced to like 8 years, I think, and then he's out now, living life or whatever. But yeah, it was giving that. So I think the reason why she got so much time was because of how much money it was. But honestly, like, it was actually pretty genius, and like, I'm surprised. Like, I think she could have worked for longer. I don't know how. But I think she could have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she could have.
Absolutely. It probably was more, and that's all they could calculate.
That's true.
But yeah, they looked at the numbers, and they was like, we not actually bringing up as much chicken as the budget is saying
crazy.
We are.
It's been 4 years since 2020. That's insane.
Mind you. So I'm sure she thought she was in the clear. And yeah, I'm not gonna out myself, but I know of people that, listen, you do what you gotta do, is what I'm gonna say. And I know plenty of people that, listen, maybe it might just be too small for it to catch their radar, but it's certain companies. Hey, listen, I don't, statute of limitations and all that. One day we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that offline. But let me tell you, believe you me, these companies, but this is the school board, and that money essentially comes from the government, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, supposedly, yeah.
Like the Department of Education or what have you, which Project 25 is trying to remove, mind you.
That's insane.
Which is insane. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like 9 years over chicken is kind of crazy. But then what I have trouble understanding is what was she getting out of it?
She's probably pocketing.
Was she selling the chicken?
I think she was selling it, and I think she was like, somewhere she was making some type of money off of it, because you don't just sell that much. You don't. Yeah,
you're not moving that much chicken for fun, or just because.
I mean, she could probably be a supplier to other restaurants. Like at that point, if you making that much, if you getting that much chicken,
Department of Education chicken. I'm sure they're getting chicken from everybody else's game. It's probably cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to dig into this. I wonder if anyone's gonna do research, because it's like thoughts.
Well, all I found was that article that it talks about how she did what she did with the budget, and she was adding a little bit here, adding a little bit there, and then they did an audit, just a regularly scheduled audit, and she got had.
Dang.
Like, wait a minute.
But how frequent do they do the audit? Why was it only like 1 out of 4 years? That's crazy.
I guess, yeah. Let me just refresh, because it was done during an audit, and I was thinking that too. Like, how did they just now find out?
Right.
Where's the rest of this article? During the height of 2020, she placed the orders for chicken wings with a food provider for the district, Gordon Food. I feel like that sounds familiar. I've worked in food service for a long time. So she had her own van that she would use to pick up the chicken. And she would sell. Oh. It doesn't say none of that.
The
schools were closed. Okay, so the district's business manager found the invoices for the poultry during a routine mid-year audit last year.
That's crazy.
Just regular scheduled audit, and noted that chicken wings typically would not be served to students since they contain bones. So mind you, she buying chicken wings, and they not even supposed to be giving the kids chicken wings. Damn. She should have picked a different product. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, it kind of was.
So not only are you buying chicken wings that we can't cook at the school, but you buy an extreme amount of chicken wings.
You know what it reminds me of? What, in Scooby-Doo, when like the guy gets caught and they're like, I would have got away with it too. It wasn't for you kids.
She should have picked apple juice or something. I don't know.
Oh, kids.
They're not gonna question apple juice, but they're gonna question some chicken wings.
Oh man. Someone needs to do it.
But it don't say what she did with it. It don't say who she sold it to. Ain't nobody gonna fess it.
Now I want a deep dive. Now I want somebody to do something on this. I might do something on this. I don't know.
Well, there'll be a chicken wing documentary in 10 years' time.
Sounds fun. I'm excited. Thank you, Marz. Those were so great. That was like, it actually made me laugh. I love that. All right, guys. So that was the media topics. Thank you, Marz. We appreciate you. And now we're gonna get into the Olympics of it all. Yeah. Do you want to start with Imane's update, or do you want to start with Jordan Chiles, friend? What's you feeling?
Let's start with Imane's, because I feel like Jordan's is still so open-ended. But we have intro, middle, and conclusion with Imane. Like we know what's coming.
It's
now, do we know that she'll be successful in those suits? God willing.
I mean, honestly, she may have a case. So we're referring
she has so much of a case. Yeah.
Yeah, we're referring to Algerian boxer Imane Khelif. She just won a gold medal for her country in boxing. Champion of the entire world, the best female boxer currently living and breathing. And you all, let me tell you something. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but let me tell you something. Malzuman, had I been the one that endured, take. You stab me, you hit me, you punch me, you call me all these things, you call me a man, and then I win. I would have literally pulled my pants down, turned around on the podium, and showed my bare ass
You would not be able to
Oh, my
speak
gosh.
to me in a certain tone for at least until the next Olympics. At least for the next 4 years. You would have to speak
correct.
to me a certain way. You would have to speak to me a certain way. After all of that, to still win. To still win. That's all I have to say. She took that with such class.
She sure did. I wouldn't have.
What? Oh, I'm cursing your whole bloodline. Every single generation prior and to come.
Yeah. No, yeah, literally. Like, it was crazy because, like, while this was all happening, she couldn't even really enjoy the route to winning the gold because she was dealing with transphobic people using their platform to berate her and misgender her. So essentially a video came out, or like an article or a tweet that Italian boxer that she was going up against, Angela Carini, had lost in 46 seconds and claimed that Imane's punch was too strong and was insinuating that she was a man. And so it just totally, everyone got, all the transphobes took a hold of it. It just literally like was like a snowball effect in the worst way possible. And of course, J.K. Rowling just had to comment because, like, it's crazy. Preparing for this, I went through her Twitter trying to find the tweets for the episode, and every single tweet is about trans women and how they're really men, and it's like an obsession. And ever since the episode on TERFs where we talked about her possibly living in mold, I was just like,
you can't tell me
there's something. There's something going on. So anyway, J.K. Rowling, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk were some of the people who were outwardly just misgendering her and blatantly calling her a man. No allegedly, no nothing. Just, you're a man.
Straight up.
And so now Imane is coming back with the heavy hitter. She's like, I'm not playing. She has filed a legal complaint in France for alleged cyber harassment over those statements regarding her gender. Now, the thing is, France isn't the greatest, but they have actually worked on being better about cyberbullying and cyber harassment. So much so, let me see if I have the quote. They were able to convict people, I think like an influencer, to like 8 months in jail off of just like cyberbullying. Yes. Let me make sure I have it correct, so I'm not just okay.
You sent it, right?
Right. So France this year set a precedent with the country's largest cyberbullying case, which concluded with 28 people being jailed for up to 18 months. Those in question were convicted for harassing Magali Berda, dubbed the Queen of Influencers, amid French rapper Booba's campaign against, quote, thieving influencers. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, so off of this case, 28 defendants received jail time ranging from 4 to 18 months. Some of the sentences were suspended, but I think this is a huge deal because, I mean, I feel like in social media, there's not a lot of protection off of cyberbullying and all that. So it's just like to know that, like, the fact that Imane filed this in France was very intentional and it was very smart. I think she knew what she was doing, and I honestly think that they could get some time. One thing that has been noted, as of this article was done August 16th by Newsweek, J.K. Rowling has not tweeted since August 7th. So, and I looked, and she has not tweeted. I'm pretty sure she received that notice pretty early because I don't think Imane,
a nice little cease and desist. She would know something about those.
Correct. Because we didn't even hear of the mention of the complaint until August 13th. That they were in that lawsuit. So I don't know if she got a tip. I don't know if her people, whatever. And then there was a comment that Gigi Hadid's cousin put in that she gonna get on the case because she's a lawyer. I was like, yo,
yeah,
what is
apparently
going on,
somehow,
dog?
some way they're related.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I hope and pray that she is met with the full, unadulterated extent of the law. We're not just coming for Harry Potter. We're coming for Fantastic Beasts. We're coming for the whole Wizarding world. I want her to own part of the park.
Yep.
Is that likely to happen? I don't know, but I'm sure there will be a nice settlement. I'm sure whatever amount of money that she's able to get, which will be substantial.
I think it will be.
It's gonna be really nice, yeah. I'm sure her family would be able to benefit from it, because I don't know if there's any monetary gain from a goal. Do you win money?
I think it's dependent
possible endorsements
on
and sponsorships.
That, but also sometimes your country will give you stuff for getting gold. So I know there was an athlete in the Philippines, I think. He got like a house. He got like a lot of money like from his country for getting the gold because of everything that you bring to that country. So I think it's dependent on countries. I don't think the Olympics give you money.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This story is really great because like Elon and JK especially have really just been running rampant, saying whatever they want to say, and there has been no accountability. Mind you, they're like, Elon's a billionaire, JK makes crazy money, so it's not going to hurt their pockets, but it's going to hurt their pride. And I really, really am excited. Wrong. Dead wrong. You put her in danger. One of the statements she made was, she said, this is Imane Khelif speaking. This affected me a lot. I'm not lying to you. It affected me a lot. She went on. It hurt a lot. I can't describe the fear that I had, but thank God I was able to overcome it. Right. She said she was upset about Elon Musk and Donald Trump because she was very scared, like, of what would happen from them speaking out and their fan base, which rightfully so. Right. And it just really put it in context of like, wow, like y'all are really just attacking a person for existing, which is of course what transphobes do, and we've talked about it. But I'm really, really happy that there will be some accountability, and hopefully it'll stop JK from making tweets. No promises. I mean, it's just like, why doesn't anybody check on her? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know she might have mold, go see if she got some sticky notes around and just check in, bro. Just like make sure she's okay.
From what I understand, like, is she married, Miles? Do you know, or does anyone know?
I don't know. Let's look it up. I don't think so. She can't be. Not with her tweeting that much.
I don't think she has a significant other. You know, maybe this is me just assuming.
I lied. Yeah, she is married. Neil Murray. Oh my God, since 2001.
We don't never see no man or her.
Bro, he low key. No. Who is J.K. Rowling's longtime low key doctor husband, Neil Murray? The Harry Potter author met her then Scottish partner through a friend of her sister, and they have 2 kids together. Oh, so he don't want to claim her. That's crazy. Let's see.
Nah, she made that up.
I'm looking. I'm gonna send y'all the article. This is insane.
Yeah,
okay,
we went too deep.
We went too deep. We're gonna stop on that because I'm actually sick. I'm disgusted.
We went way too deep.
But anyway, all of that to say, we hope the best for Imane. We really hope that justice comes to them. If it doesn't hurt their pockets, we hope it hurts their pride. Only thing I wanted to comment on is she had put out like a video. They had given her Imane like a makeover, and you know, I was torn by it. Like, she looked beautiful, and if that's how she wants to look and feminine and present, I'm like, yeah, great. Like, but like, I just was like, you don't have to portray femininity in that way.
You don't have to do the dance for them.
You don't have to do that to prove that you're a woman. That's not what's happening. That's what it kind of felt like. I know they try to make it seem like like she is a woman, look how beautiful, and like she's beautiful whether she had all the clothes and makeup or not. Like I just don't. I hope she doesn't feel like she has to like subject herself or like change up to like whatever. Because like I think for me growing up in sports, like like I had to fight that. Like I felt like because I was in sports or whatever, it was assumed that I was gonna be more masculine or whatever, and like before I was okay with my masculinity, it was made to deem like it was a bad thing if you're a woman and you just decide not to wear makeup or decide not to do this and that. And like I just hope she doesn't feel like she has to change anything for societal approval. You are Muslim, you are a woman, like you don't have to prove that to us,
right?
And I'm sorry about all the things she went through because it's not right. So yeah, so that's kind of how that made me feel. But I'm hoping her the best. I hope everything works out. I can't wait to see what happens. And maybe we could mute J.K. Rowling. Maybe.
Not for long.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But because I mean the list. I mean, the amount of tweets that you sent that were calling her directly calling.
Yeah.
Imane Man. Directly. Yeah. Like, without any, no allegedly, just straight up calling them a man. Like, that has to be a case.
It was
that
disgusting.
Has to be closed, signed, sealed, and delivered, and I'm sure they'll just settle because whatever legal representation she has, probably won't want to go on with that for however long it would take to go through the legal process of, that lawsuit.
Yeah, and I think, like, it's different. Defamation, I think, is different over there than over here in the U.S. Because, like, I see the tweet. I don't know if it's... Well, but the thing is, it might be worse for JK over, with the defamation rules. I saw this tweet. I haven't, like, researched it. But in the tweet, the person was saying that, like, here in America, in Europe... or maybe in France, the defendant has to prove that what they said was right.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I want to look into it more. That's what I'm saying. So it's guilty.
Putting a magnifying
it's giving guilty.
Glass up their freaking choach. Like, how are you going to determine?
I know. So J.K. Rowling is basically going to be guilty because it's like you have to prove that you were right. Anything. You cannot prove that because you were actually dead wrong, and it's like evidence that she's not neither intersex or a man. So
yeah, everyone took that like because it was so similar to what was happening with Castor, who is actually intersex, but they just slapped the label on and just said, well, considering this has happened before and everything that Castor has had to deal with, like they just assumed that they could just slap on the same label and that it would stick, and everyone just ran with it. They ran with this whole lie that they tested the like levels of testosterone versus estrogen and blah blah blah, and they didn't do any of that. Everyone made it up.
Sick. It's sick, but they gonna learn today. They gonna learn. So. Yeah.
I hate that it's gonna take so long to like have a conclusion with that, but I hope at least within JK's case this shuts her up for some time.
It will. It's gonna be at least a year. I see it.
Yeah. Or she'll move to some other platform and like use a different name or find some weird little website or community where she can have all those unhinged thoughts in peace, because that's what Trump did.
I mean, yes. Yeah, he did do that. But also, people like that, they like get off on making people feel bad. So like they don't have the audience that they have. So like as much as that's what Trump did, like he can't come back to Twitter. No, does he have a Twitter again?
I think he might be back since Elon is
so fucking lame. But anyway, all that to say, people like that, they need an audience, and like yes, they could be in their echo chamber, but they actually want to make people upset, so it's not gonna have the same effect. So I think that's why she's gonna shut up for a little bit, but then she's gonna try to like come back on Twitter and just be like
Right. So continuing on with following up with the Olympics, Jordan Chiles and the saga that is the bronze medal for that floor competition in gymnastics has been insane watching it unfold in real time. So in this past week, we have been told that Jordan was stripped of her medal. And just to refresh anyone's memory as to why she was stripped of her bronze medal, the situation is that Jordan was the last to perform her routine. She does her routine, the score comes back. Her coaches for the U.S. gymnastics team realize that doesn't make sense. This score doesn't seem right. She's supposed to be scored higher in her difficulty category. Again, these are all layman's terms. I'm sure it's more to it. But there was a specific category that the judges didn't appropriately judge her on. Like, it was off. The points were off. So they mentioned that to the judges. The judges go, oh snap, oh my goodness, this actually is wrong. So they corrected. In that time period, from her score being posted, it was Team Romania who had a young girl, I don't care to remember her name right now, who had assumed it was her medal because the way that it stood when the scores were posted was Jordan was 5th, and then there was another girl in Team Romania that was 4th, and then Team Romania was 3rd. She was the assumed winner of the bronze at that time. Then America does their, inquiry, how do you say that word?
Inquiry
on the scoring. Yeah. They asked, they went up to the podium, they were like, hey, this don't make sense. Yeah. And the judges admitted to there being a mistake and rectified it, and then posted the new scores. So Team Romania, of course, assumed she had the bronze, and then within seconds had learned that she did not win the bronze. And of course, the white tears ensue. We do the podium. We have the iconic black girl podium. Team Brazil ended up being 1st, Simone 2nd, Jordan 3rd. Iconic picture, great time. Everyone enjoys their time. 5 Beautiful. Whole human days later on Earth, Team Romania in that time period has done a whole appeal. Push comes to shove. Turns out they're going to side with Team Romania, and Jordan is now being told to return her bronze before she leaves France, essentially. Mind you, this was days and days and days after we had thought everything was concluded. So Team Romania's play is, Team USA didn't put in the appeal on time. Just to catch everyone up to speed again, with how it works apparently in the gymnastics world is you have until the next person goes to submit an appeal or to say, hey, this judge, the way you guys scored this doesn't make sense. Typically when you have to wait until the next person, that time period is between at most 4 minutes, sometimes 2 to 3. But Jordan being the last person, the rule is Team USA has a minute to submit an inquiry or, appeal on the way the judges scored. Video evidence comes out, posted by Team USA's gymnastics official account, that they checked cameras and that Team USA definitely did submit an inquiry twice within that minute time period, despite the Olympics committee or whatever coming to the conclusion that they were wrong and that Team Romania is the rightful winner of that bronze medal for that competition. So then Team USA then puts in that appeal showing this evidence, and the Olympics committee or whomever is the head basically says, too bad, so sad. Despite recent evidence coming out, we are still sticking with the ruling that we are at now, which is still that they are asking Jordan to return her bronze in that Romania gets to win. So, with all of this now out, what have been your thoughts, Jan?
So, I feel like when we first talked about this offline, we talked about it. I was like, it's giving racist, it's giving prejudice, it's giving weird. And you were like, I don't Like, you and Miles were both like,
I was on the
don't
fence.
know. On the fence, rightfully so. But something in my spirit was given that. Because it was like, one, you did this investigation without letting anybody know. Like, it felt like you weren't giving both parties an opportunity. Because it's like, technically, yes, the U.S. had appealed it in real time, so technically you're giving Romania a chance to come back and say their piece, but then wouldn't you give the other that's just weird to me for you to have all this evidence to show that it was apparently after a minute that they had come up, but then when there's actual evidence of like cameras from the place showing timestamps showing, like, that should negate everything. So I'm not understanding. It would take more effort for you to get that bronze medal from America back to Romania than it would for you to actually check the times and say, oh shoot, you know what, y'all were right, it was twice within a minute. So,
or it would be even easier to then just give both the girls the bronze, because considering, and that is what Team Romania was trying to fight for after it had come out that they submitted 2 inquiries on time. That's when Team Romania was like, well, you should just give it to both of them. You should give it to both of them. But before, they were singing a different song after they did the inquiry. They were really pushing the Team USA didn't do it in a minute. They didn't do it in a minute. They stole this from her, this young girl. They stole her medal. Woe is me. Oh, this poor young girl. They stole it right from under her. But now it's, they should just give it to both of them.
Of course, now when they see the backlash that they get for looking dumb and for thinking you're entitled to something that you didn't win, it's the entitlement for me. It's the audacity for me, because it's just like, this all could have been avoided had you sat there in the corner and just stopped. Like, why are you appealing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like, yes, you're upset, but it's giving that you're reaching, trying to find anything to incriminate Jordan. Like, that's what it's giving to me. You know what I mean? I'm just really upset because you could tell Jordan's hurt. Like, even just like the statement she had made, it really broke my heart, because you could tell she really like is down and out, and it like erases all the amazing things and all the other medals she won,
right? Which
really is a bummer. You know what I'm saying? And like, that was an iconic photo, iconic moment. It's giving racist, it's giving prejudice, because it's like, how dare y'all all up on the podium, like, all, like, it's giving that energy, and it's making me upset. So I feel like it's very layered. I think there's a lot that goes into it, but I think it's interesting that they're not giving Team USA a chance to keep the bronze if there's actual evidence showing that not once but twice were they inside the 1 minute mark. Because like, these are like the top of the cream of the crop. I really don't think they would just wait a minute and some change before going to appeal. They're know the rules. Immediately. They know what's going on. It feels planned. I'm still sticking with that creator who was saying that she feels that the French Olympics, or the France was trying to rig the Olympics or something, because it just was too messy all around. Too much stuff was going on. Too many things. You got people swimming in poop water. Like, literally, it's a lot going on. I think something's going on. That's how I feel about it. Marz, how do you feel about it?
All of those things, and additionally, I want to add the point that, like, for Team Romania's case, I couldn't understand being this top athlete, working so hard to be respected and, X, Y, and Z, to want to even accept a medal that was technically given to you because of a technicality. Like, you didn't win because of your efforts. You didn't win because of your athleticism. You didn't win because you were the best. You won off of a technicality, and pushing for that technicality that actually ended up not even being true. So to be honest, if I wouldn't even want it at that point. You didn't earn it. You're pushing through the like tiniest loophole that ended up not even being true. Yeah, it just feels like they continue to push the goalpost, like we've talked about with POC athletes. They went so hard to try and disqualify Imane. They went so hard to, they made things difficult for Sha'Carri. They made things difficult for Shelly Ann. Like, it just feels like there is a different competition that's happening for people of color that are athletes at the Olympics compared to the treatment that is being received. Like, all to be real with you, this all happened because that little girl cried. Had she not cried, I don't think that we would have gone this hard. And had the bronze been a white person, I don't think they would have gone this hard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think this whole episode we just seen white tears and how it has manifested into, like, the endangerment or, like, the taking of accomplishments from black bodies and brown bodies. It's just, it's annoying. I'm kind of sick of it. Romania deserves all the backlash they're getting, because deserved. The Olympic Committee, they need to do some work. They need internal investigations, because what is going on? And how are y'all going to protect your athletes? Because too many athletes are open to just like cyber harassment, being misgendered, appeals that y'all aren't going to look at. Like, what, you know, it's a mess. So that needs to be looked into. And yeah, this Olympics, like, it was fun, but also it wasn't as fun for me, this Olympics, just with everything that's going on and all the things that they're blatantly like allowing, as far as letting Israel compete, you know, not acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, like, and then like that, I felt like set the trend for me of like all the other issues that came after, because I'm like, okay, if you're not intentional with that, then okay, I can see how y'all are gonna have like the Olympic Village, like have cardboard beds and bugs and no AC and no food, no protein for the athletes, barely, like, yeah, I can, I just was disappointed with the Olympics this year. But then again, like the zest that I've had in the past, it just wasn't there. Like, I'm not patriotic this year. I'm just not.
No, yeah, I can't even say that I was patriotic during the last Olympics, to be real. Right. I like the dramatics of it. I like the fanfare, and I like the basically free concert that you get. You know, I think that's really cool. Lady Gaga was incredible. I can't pronounce her name, but it's spelled Y.
Oh, is it yes? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They are a powerhouse vocalist. I thought that she was a model. I didn't even know that she sang, to be real with you. I've seen her everywhere, but I've only ever seen her during like Fashion Week and stuff like that, so I didn't even know she sang. I thought she was just like fashion diva, it girl, just like really cool. Insane. Like, so like, I like, because I, you know, theater kid, band kid, I love a performance, so I like that aspect of it, and just like the gaudiness of people being so like, I like when other countries are patriotic and nationalistic, not Israel, but other countries, or even Great Britain. I don't think they deserve to be all like, ooh, UK, I don't give a crap. Shut up. Shut up, Beans on Toast. What did they win?
I don't even know. I didn't know.
Don't make me, because then I'll start to like eagle sounds. Like whenever it comes to the UK, I'm not patriotic until they say something. And then I'm, shut up, what is a kilometer? Like, that's when it comes out. Freaking real. Gun sounds and eagle. Like, I hate that. That's what, but they push me to that point. They think that they're so, they just, I hate how much they talk down on us. But a lot of it is deserved, but like also not from you, diva.
Nope.
Or Spain, or any of the colonizers. Like, the nerve of you. Calling the kettle black. Hey, pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch your tone. They really piss me off, man.
I can tell.
They really do.
Y'all don't piss my friend off.
Your food always looks cold somehow. How is that? The nerve of them to always fix their lips to say something about America this, America that. You eat mush.
Oh.
They swear they have more culture, more all of these things.
They stole everything.
Europe is
How
different.
How is that even possible? I don't even understand. They stole
everything that y'all have, we have, and it's better.
Goodness gracious. Good Lord.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think they need to be called out. Yeah.
And Black Brits will have a different conversation. I think I'm gonna work on. We need to have a diasporic episode.
I've really been thinking about it. It's been on my mind heavy because after that whole feud between the Black Brits and American Black people, I'm like, what is going on, y'all? Why we fighting each other, y'all? Let's come together.
One thing about it, you think I'm bad? I'm bad when it comes to just British people, but my mother, Black Brits, whoa. It's a... And it recently has come out, and I was like, I didn't know you felt this way. It is a strong... My God, and I'm not. Well, again, that's a hot topic. We'll hold that for after retrograde. I think anything that's controversial, we need to circle back after retrograde. So
yeah, because retrograde is taking everybody out, friend. We're gonna talk about. I'm not gonna keep going because I know we all gotta go. But yeah, we wanted to thank y'all so much for tapping in. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for everybody that's been watching. Like, we've seen like an influx of viewers and subscribers, and we just wanted to say thank you so much. But you just gotta keep that love going. Keep that love going. Share with a friend. Word of mouth is still the most powerful way of sharing things. And we're gonna have another episode next week. So we love y'all. Thank you guys so much, and we will see y'all soon.
Bye.